Knee injuries are one of the #1 injuries that we see from people when the ski season begins because they're simply just not ready.
Skiing is a lot to ask on your body because you're trying to control the way that your hips, spine, knees, ankles are moving as you're moving downhill without a lot of friction. That's a lot to ask.
Here are our favorite 5 exercises for the ski season.
These 5 exercises are designed to improve your flexibility, stability, and strength, addressing all of the areas that you need to focus on when skiing.
Perform these exercises twice a week for 3 weeks and you will be primed and ready.
Start these now and your body will thank you later. Stiffness in your ankles is really common after skiing. This is a great way to make sure you have adequate range of motion in your ankles so then you're not running into that stiffness. So John's holding the back of his heel with his hand and then holding the front of the ankle as well. He's going to rock forward and then back. So he's just trying to bring his knee over his toes in this case. Now he's holding onto his heel to make sure that his heel isn't lifting up. And then he's pushing with his front hand, he's pushing the ankle bone back. John's gonna rock back and forth 10 times for a total of 3 sets.
Your quads are going to get used a lot when you're skiing. The Brettzel 1.0 will keep them loose. What you're going to do is you're going to bring one leg in front of your body and one leg is going to go behind your body. Your top arm is going to hold your leg. Feel free to start doing it. Right, there you go. Your top arm is going to hold your back leg and your front arm is going to hold this leg. You're going to make sure that your knee comes up past your hip and you're going to bring your foot towards your butt and this quad back. Now, Dr. Chloe looks a little tight actually, which is unusual, but entertaining. So your shoulders then, what you're going to try to do is work your shoulders down so that way they're both on the ground while that front leg here stays on the mat and you keep pulling this heel towards your butt. You're going to hold this for 30 seconds on each side. You can repeat this 2 to 4 times. The important thing is that it feels better as you're going.
Prioritize bringing this bottom leg, the one that I'm stretching, bringing that knee behind where my hip is and squeezing my glute of the bottom leg, bringing my heel toward my bottom. So then I can turn open, but that's only after I feel that stretch in my quad. For skiing, you need good quad, glute, and hamstring strength. A single leg bridge is a great way to improve the strength in those areas. So John's going to lift his right leg up, and then he's going to bridge up using that left glute and hamstring, and then slowly lower down. The thing that he's focusing on is moving right from this hip crease. So he's not moving his spine at all. He's just moving from this, from the hip crease. He's gonna press his left heel down, pull his heel toward his glute in order to lift up. That whole time he's bracing his core to make sure that his spine isn't moving at all. He's slowly coming up and slowly lowering down. He's going to do 3 sets of 10 on each side.
Improve the strength and stability in your hips and legs with the modified single leg RDL. What you're going to do is you're going to start on 2 legs and perform an RDL as if you were just doing a normal RDL. Your back is nice and flat. You're just pushing your hips backwards while your chest comes down. But instead of just standing up, what you're going to do is you're going to let one leg come backwards while keeping this position in your spine, squeezing from your glute, and make sure your hips stay pointed down to the floor. And then you're going to stand up from this position. Let's keep going, but from a different angle. Dr. Chloe is going to do a normal RDL. She's going to let one leg back. When she's a straight line from her heel to her head and her back is in its neutral position, she's going to stand up and then legs down. So you are going to do 10 of these on each side for 3 sets, and you will feel it get better as you're going. A modification for this, if you feel like you're not ready yet, would be an asymmetrical RDL, and it'll look very similar. But what you're going to do is start with just one leg back and perform the same RDL position from your spine. And then what you can work on is start in that position, do your RDL, now lift this leg, and then stand up.
One of the things I'm trying to prioritize too is keeping both sides of my pelvis pointing down. So I'm here, both sides are pointing down. When I shift over to this side, you're going to have an inclination to turn open. Try to make sure that both sides of your pelvis are pointing down that whole time and not turning open. You're going to get more out of it. Carve the slopes with these curtsey lunges.
So what you're going to do is you're going to start by standing just straight ahead, and then you are going to do what looks like a reverse lunge, but you're going to cross over your center, your midline, drop that leg down, and then come back up. And you can go ahead and keep on moving. You're going to alternate sides, left and right. If you can, you want to touch your knee all the way down to the ground and come forward. Work on making sure your pelvis is pointing straight ahead, even though you're dropping your leg on the other side of you. So avoid getting like a big twisting motion.
Yeah, what will happen is you'll kind of do this. So now I'm facing this way as opposed to facing forward.
You're going to alternate legs for 10 reps and do 3 to 4 sets. 4 sets if you want to get the most out of this.
Yes.
Give yourself about 30 seconds of rest after each set.
The thing that I'm focusing on too is slowly controlling this motion down. This is what's going to help you when you're skiing. This eccentric contraction is going to be most helpful for building strength.
You could do these before and after skiing, and should certainly use these for the 3 weeks before you even get back out on the mountain as a way to make sure that your body has time to get strong and stable before you get out there.
Start these exercises today. You'll be the most prepared for your ski season if you give yourself a little bit more time before you start.